Imagine this. You wake up tomorrow morning. Before checking your phone. Before opening social media. Before starting your busy day. You give 10 minutes to your English. Just 10 minutes. Not studying. Not memorizing. Just training your brain gently. That small morning habit could change your English completely in 2026. Most people try to improve their English at night. When they are tired. When their brain is exhausted. When motivation is low. But mornings are different. In the morning, your brain is fresh. Your focus is stronger. Your mind is quiet. This is the best time to plant English into your brain. You don't need a textbook. You don't need complicated grammar. You need consistency. When you listen to English every morning, your brain begins to expect it. It becomes normal. And when something becomes normal, it becomes easy. Think about brushing your teeth. You don't feel stressed about it. You don't skip it because you feel lazy. It's automatic. Your goal is to make English automatic. Not emotional. Not stressful. Just part of your morning rhythm. When you train your brain early in the day, something powerful happens. Your brain stays in English mode longer. You may notice small English thoughts during the day. You may understand English faster. You may feel less fear. That is not magic. That is morning brain training. Let's bring everything together. You don't need more time. You don't need more talent. You don't need perfect grammar. You need one powerful decision. 5 to 10 minutes every morning. That's it. While the world is still quiet. Before the noise. Before the stress. Before the distractions. You choose English. You press play. You sit calmly. You listen. That simple act is not small. It is identity. You are becoming someone who improves daily. Most people wait for motivation. But successful learners build routine. Some mornings you will feel excited. Some mornings you will feel tired. Do it anyway. Because consistency builds confidence. And confidence builds fluency. Your brain is always changing. Every morning you expose it to English. You are rewiring it. Sound becomes familiar. Words become easier. Fear becomes weaker. One quiet morning at a time. Imagine yourself 6 months from now. You understand faster. You hesitate less. You feel calmer in conversations. And it all started with simple mornings. Not dramatic study sessions. Not pressure. Just calm repetition. Here is your commitment. Starting tomorrow morning. English will be the first voice you hear. Not social media. Not stress. English. Because your future self deserves that investment. You are not behind. You are not late. You are building something strong. Slow growth is strong growth. Quiet habits create loud results. If this podcast helped you feel focused, calm, and motivated, make this part of your daily routine. Come back tomorrow morning. Train your brain again. Your fluent self is not far away. It is being built every single morning. This is your journey. This is your routine. This is your year. Let's grow. See you in the next video. Now let's connect your morning routine to real conversations. Listening in the morning is powerful. But the real goal is to feel confident when speaking later in the day. Your morning practice prepares you for that moment. When you start your day with English, your brain becomes familiar with the sound. Later, if someone speaks to you in English, it does not feel sudden. It does not feel shocking. Your brain recognizes the rhythm. Recognition reduces fear. Confidence in conversation does not come from knowing everything. It comes from feeling prepared. When English is already part of your morning, you feel ready. Even if your sentences are simple. Even if you pause. You stay calmer. Morning listening also improves your reaction time. When someone asks you a question during the day, your brain does not need to switch from your first language to English suddenly. It is already warmed up. This makes your responses smoother. Think about athletes. They warm up before a game. They stretch. They move. They prepare their body. Your morning English routine is your mental warm-up. It prepares your brain for communication. You may not notice big changes in one day. But after weeks of consistent mornings, you will feel different. More stable. More confident. More natural. That is quiet progress. Here's something important. Confidence grows privately before it shows publicly. Your 5 minutes in the morning are private growth moments. Later, they become visible confidence. Now let's talk about thinking speed. Many learners understand English slowly. Not because they are not smart, but because their brain is not used to processing English quickly. Morning listening can change that. Your brain works like a muscle. The more often you use it in English, the faster it reacts. When you listen every morning, your brain switches into English mode earlier in the day. This early activation improves processing speed. Think about exercise. If you move your body every morning, your body feels active during the day. If you never move, everything feels heavy. English is the same. When you activate your brain in English early, the rest of the day feels easier. You don't need to rush your listening. Speed does not mean pressure. Speed grows from familiarity. When sounds feel familiar, your brain reacts faster without stress. That is natural speed. Morning listening trains anticipation. Your brain starts predicting what comes next in a sentence. This prediction makes understanding smoother. You don't wait for every word. You follow the idea. That's how native speakers listen. If you feel slow right now, that's okay. Slowness is just a stage. Consistency transforms slow thinking into smooth thinking. One calm morning at a time. Over the next weeks, you may notice something. You react faster in small English moments. You understand quicker. You hesitate less. That is your brain adapting. That is real improvement. Now let's talk about vocabulary. Many learners try to memorize long word lists. They write words. They repeat definitions. They test themselves. And after a few days, they forget most of it. That method feels heavy. Morning English should feel light. The truth is simple. Your brain remembers words better through exposure, not pressure. When you listen every morning, you hear common words again and again. Not because you are studying them, but because they naturally appear in conversation. Repetition inside real context builds stronger memory. Instead of memorizing 20 new words, focus on recognizing words you already heard before. When a word sounds familiar, your brain says, "I've heard this." That small recognition builds confidence. Confidence helps memory grow deeper. Morning listening creates vocabulary patterns. Your brain connects words to situations. Words about work. Words about feelings. Words about daily life. This is how vocabulary becomes usable. Not just remembered. You don't need to stop and write everything down. Just notice one or two useful words. Think about how they were used. That's enough. Your brain stores language in layers. Every morning adds a new layer. Over time, something interesting happens. You start understanding phrases, not just words. And phrases are more powerful than single vocabulary items. Because real communication happens in phrases. Remember this. Vocabulary growth should feel natural. Not stressful. Not forced. Just consistent. 5 minutes every morning is stronger than one long memorization session once a week. Now let's talk about something many learners struggle with. Speaking fear. That nervous feeling. That tight chest. That moment when your mind goes blank. What if I told you that you can reduce that fear every single morning? Before it even appears. Fear grows in uncertainty. When your brain feels unprepared, it reacts with stress. But when your brain hears English every morning, something changes. English stops feeling unfamiliar. It stops feeling dangerous. It starts feeling normal. And normal things don't create fear. Your morning listening routine is not just about understanding words. It is about building emotional comfort. When you hear English daily in a calm environment, your brain connects English with safety. Safety leads to confidence. Confidence reduces fear. Most people only practice English when they need it. During a meeting. During a class. During a real conversation. That creates pressure. But when you practice every morning privately, you build strength before the pressure comes. Like training before a game. Imagine starting your day already connected to English. Already calm. Already familiar with the sound. Later, when someone speaks to you in English, your brain says, I know this sound. That small recognition reduces panic. Here's a powerful idea. Fear is strongest when English feels rare. When English becomes daily, fear becomes smaller. Your goal is not to eliminate fear completely. Your goal is to make it weaker. Morning by morning. You don't need to speak loudly. You don't need to perform. Just listening consistently builds inner confidence. And inner confidence shows in your voice later. Now let's talk about pronunciation and rhythm. Many learners believe they must repeat long sentences again and again to improve pronunciation. But real improvement starts with listening carefully. In the morning, your brain is fresh. This is the perfect time to absorb natural English rhythm. English is not just words. It is music. It has stress. It has flow. It has rising and falling sounds. When you listen in the morning, pay attention to the sound pattern. Not the grammar. Not the spelling. Just the sound. You don't need to repeat everything. Just notice how sentences move. Some words are strong. Some words are soft. Some parts are fast. Some parts are slow. This awareness trains your ear. And when your ear improves, your speaking improves naturally. Think about how children learn. They don't study pronunciation rules. They listen for months. Their brain copies the rhythm automatically. You can do the same. You are not too old. Your brain still learns through sound. In your 5-minute morning routine, try this. Choose one short sentence you hear. Don't memorize it. Just replay it in your mind once. Feel the rhythm. Feel the tone. This builds natural pronunciation without stress. Over time, your speech becomes smoother. Not because you forced it, but because your brain absorbed the music of English. Morning listening is powerful because it sets your sound system for the whole day. Imagine starting your day already connected to English rhythm. Already familiar with natural tone. Already calm. That small advantage grows daily. Confidence is built in small private moments. Not in big public performances. When you show up every morning for 5 minutes, you are building identity. You are becoming someone who improves daily. That identity is powerful. Here's something important. Confidence in English does not start when you speak. It starts when you trust your listening. If you can listen calmly, you can respond calmly. And calm responses sound confident. Tomorrow morning, when you press play, sit straight. Take one slow breath. Tell yourself, I am training my brain. This small ritual tells your mind that English is safe. Safe brains learn faster. Over time, you will notice something interesting. You will start thinking small thoughts in English during the day. Not because you forced it, but because your morning routine prepared your brain. This is how thinking in English begins naturally. But small daily actions win. 5 calm minutes every morning is stronger than one long session once a week. If you stay consistent with this routine for 30 days, you will notice change. Listening feels smoother. Fear feels smaller. Confidence feels natural. Not because you studied harder, but because you trained smarter. Your morning routine is not only about listening. It is also about mindset. The first thoughts you have in the morning shape your entire day. If your first thought is stress, your brain stays tense. If your first thought is calm confidence, your brain opens. English learning works the same way. Many learners wake up and think, "My English is not good enough." That sentence creates pressure before the day even begins. Pressure blocks learning. Instead, change the sentence. Say quietly in your mind, "My English is improving every day." Simple. Positive. Forward-focused. Your brain believes what you repeat. While you listen in the morning, don't judge yourself. If you miss something, it's fine. If your mind wanders, gently bring it back. Morning English time is not a test. It is training. And training requires patience. Here is the mindset shift. Don't wake up and say, "I have to study English." Wake up and say, "I will feed my brain English." Feeding feels positive. Studying feels heavy. Language grows better in a relaxed environment. As you listen to this podcast in the morning, don't pressure yourself. You don't need full understanding. You just need exposure. Let the sound enter your mind. Let it become familiar. Familiar sounds create confident listeners. Tomorrow morning, try this. Before the world gets loud. Let English be the first voice you hear. Your future fluent self begins in quiet mornings. Now let's make this practical. What exactly should you do every morning? Not 1 hour. Not complicated lessons. Just 5 to 10 focused minutes. That's enough to train your brain consistently. Step 1 is simple. Wake up. Sit somewhere quiet. Press play on English audio. That's it. No pressure to speak. No pressure to take notes. Just listen. Morning listening works because your brain is empty and fresh. There is no noise yet. No stress yet. No distractions. English enters your mind more easily. Step 2 is mental attention. While listening, don't chase every word. Listen for the main idea. Ask yourself quietly, what is this about? This keeps your brain active but relaxed. You are not translating. You are observing. That small difference changes everything. Step 3 is a short reflection. After listening, pause for a moment. Think about one idea you understood. Not everything. Just one idea. When you reflect like this, your brain stores the information deeper. This builds real listening power. The secret of this routine is repetition. Same time. Every morning. Your brain loves patterns. When English becomes part of your morning pattern, resistance disappears. It no longer feels like effort. It feels normal. Most people fail because they try to do too much. Long study sessions. Heavy grammar. Big expectations.